Oh man, this is some good stuff. Hey, Bellwright, what's up with the food around here? Can't get some smoked meats like these burnt ends? I'm gonna show you how to make these today on Keto Gamer Grub. All right, guys, let's get this thing done. Let's eat your chuck roast of choice. And what I like to do when I'm cutting, you don't want to go all the way through. So what we're trying to do with this Borman burnt ends here is we want to cut about that much, all right, about 3/4 all the way through. What this is going to do is going to increase the cooking area so the heat has more places to go, as well as you have spots for all that flavor. All right, put the salt, add the black pepper, the chili powder, granulated garlic, and a little paprika. Using my favorite pop-out preparation dish, we're gonna go ahead and take our 2 chuck steaks, throw them in there, and now what we wanna do is take a little avocado oil, just a bit. All that's gonna do is help to add a little bit of a binder to the meat. And now what we can do is take our rub. So starting at the time where you want, there we go. Let's start here. Spread out those little chunks and cubes as best you can, and then start sprinkling in that delicious rub. Fun fact is the fact that you don't need to refrigerate this if you're gonna be cooking it in the next hour, hour and a half. Just cover it to make sure that it doesn't get any flies or anything on it. But it's nice to be at room temperature when it hits the smoke, because it makes the smoke work way better. All right, got our smoke on. 250. All right. Let's throw these guys on the grill. You want to do the cube side up. Spread it out a little bit. Go. We're getting close to our burnt ends going into the braised state. What we're going to need to do now is let's just start this pan here. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be having a big enough one, but whatever, it'll be fine. Take yourself half a stick of butter. In this case, this is probably a little bit more than half a stick, but I don't see anybody complaining about that. All right, throw it in there and let's let it melt. And then we're going to put beef broth in there to get everything warmed up. So when we put the burnt ends in there, there's a whole lot less that it has to move temperature-wise. One thing I just did was I put my probe thermometer in. If you put it in like the thickest part, it's about halfway in between these chunks, you're going to be totally fine. The butter is still continuing to melt. You want this at 165. Okay, now I can tell you that it could be 2 hours, 3, 4, 5, doesn't matter. You cook the temperature and it'll be perfect every time. So you'll have yourself a probe thermometer that's hooked up to one of these, as well as a stick-in monitor. So anyway, now that the butter is melted, let's go ahead and add our broth. So you're gonna be about, I don't know, about a third of that-ish. Doesn't have to be a whole bunch. What we're gonna be doing is essentially braising. So let's add just a little bit more. We're going to put the burnt ends in there, we're going to cover it, and then it's going to steam in there until the meat is about 200 degrees. It's about 165. So what we're going to do is now we've got our juice. So the juice here again is the butter and the beef broth. All you're going to do is just take the chuck, put it in there, put the other one on top, and then cover it in foil. Because what we're doing is braising. Braising requires you liquid, and then it's a lot of liquid and the steam. We're cooking. So what we'll do is put them in there and yeah, time lapse. So 205 degrees came off the smoker. Now what we're gonna do is we have to cut these things up. Oh yeah, oh my, okay. This is hot for me, but super yum for you guys. So the goal here, get that probe thermometer out of there. Get these guys out, get them chopped up into little cubes. because what we're gonna do is put it back on the smoker with the top off to let all of this stuff just become lovely. So just cut it right on those same lines that you've already cut it. Good. Now we have these guys all chunked up. Let's add a little barbecue sauce. I'm using this stuff. It's a sugar-free barbecue sauce from G-Hughes. Pretty darn good stuff. You only need about maybe half a cup or so. And this will add a little glisten, a little something something to it. If you choose to use a non-keto barbecue sauce, I mean, go for it. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. But just know that this will make a large difference to the end product. Now that we've got our burnt ends all cut up with sauce, put them back on the smoker and let them just chill until that sauce comes together. You'll see all this will come out. There'll be a lot of oil on it. Really good stuff. Burnt ends, bubbling, baby. And just like that, we have the most delicious, unctuous, poor man burnt ends you could ever like. And keto friendly. Oh man, that was a good episode of Keto Gamer Grub. It's a good thing these guys all got to enjoy these poor man burnt ends, just like you when you make them. If you got a suggestion for a recipe you'd like to see or a food item from a game, put it in the comments below and I'll go ahead and try to figure out how to make it keto, because some of them are gonna be ridiculous, I guarantee. Anyway, thanks again for watching, guys, and see you on the next episode.